Hello everyone, running out. Confess his dick was not so I was just says your vegan balls for 2026, May the 22nd, Friday at over 400 hours, 17 minutes and 16 seconds. 6 inches to play, Gran Turismo 7. What? What other group 4 do we have? I don't like this. The forcing. Yes, easy. Oh, we gotta dump one of the other ones. Wow. Gonna make me choose. When the SLS can bite it, I'd rather do that in group 3. And then have the RCZ and the forcing in 4. RCZ and Advantage. What do you have for group 3 and Viper? Sorry. And then C7, Advantage, SLS, Mustang, Viper. And that's it for group 3, right? I think so. Don't really naturally aspirated. Okay, then. Okay, it sticks. Unless you want to count the RCF. What a nightmare. Where were we? Mustang. This is gonna suck. Immediately. We're too amped up. Yikes, I need tires for this. Okay. This is insane. How did sickness and then a full diet was just rock. Nothing. Because then you have to eat like all of the foods that I don't usually eat to account for just hypertrophy in odd places or just I learned muscular pressure thing from the I think so respiration and then the pressure of like the hills themselves with like the walks and stuff. Yeah, I think so. It's fucked up. Sucks so bad. The other donuts are gone? No, it's not more donut and coffee plus to go. Salami is gone. A good chunk of the cheese is gone. And then condiments are just started. And then ham is gone. And don't get me started on how delicious all of it was. 'Cause, oh my god. don't think it's gonna be. I'm done even. You think it's gonna take like even more of these pig outs? Yeah, this is gonna be pretty bad. I told you. Because it's altitude sickness. Like, because I am breathing how I'm breathing, but my body isn't. Because of the air pressure, temperature, water, wind speed, or like the rocks. Right, and then I have to fill up with food. Right, that's weird like that. Oh, so it's not gonna be gone, like, it might take me even the end of the year to finally recover from this. And I'm in such a good mood, I don't even feel like myself. Wow. So then, this, you could even say altitude sickness could account for a lot of mental illness, maybe even. Because it's from the hills, right, of the city. And then the traffic, that is the diesel engine, that is the fancy car, that is the cheap SUV, that is the, you know, modified van or whatever. Wow. You know? Air pollution and then sports pollution, you know? Right. Nobody tells you these things. This does fucking suck, oh my god. I'm looking forward to the Vantage though. Why though? Because the Mustang. Is so much fun. Right, but I haven't done nerd in this in a long, long time. Right, so I'm fine. But I just did the Viper and the SLS. And they're nothing like this. I don't want to say understeer, but they're just more measured responses. A Mustang, kind of like random, you see? Yeah. Unicorn! That type of stuff. Right. So it's screaming at you. Right. Such a baby too. Right. what though? What? I'm fine. It's still the Mustang, and I'm just rusty about it. Because it's just different about an herb. Or maybe it's just me because I drove earlier. I don't know. It's weird. Odd. Oh my god, does this suck? The food, right? Yeah, the food, oh my god. Hope I get really bad diarrhea. Well, this clears up sooner rather than later. So bad. Cheese, ham, condiments, salami, donuts, coffee. Oh my god. That was really bad. But you're not supposed to shift while turning the steering wheel. So you weren't supposed to deliver the brakes. You're not supposed to either. My pride. Where I fucked up the steering, see? Where it has a snag somewhere. See? Ah, that's really bad. Oh no. Oh no. That's really bad. It's fucking on my hands. My God. Can't drive this thing without fucking it up. Jesus. Right, now I'm driving a completely different car. This is awesome. Oh my God. Watch. I can't drive this thing. It's a nightmare. You have to be driving this thing. You can't drive anything else. Or I'd be... I don't know. Gotta be a hell of a friggin' Ace? Yeah. I don't think you're supposed to do that even. That is so disrespectful. And then successfully fucked up the setup. I'm done. Can't even look at this disaster. Let's look at what other cars we could drive this with that could help us out. I just don't think it is such a sore thumb. Fuck. The 86 for sure. And maybe the SLS. I think I dumped the SLS from the... No, still on the list. SLS and the 86. Let's try the 4C. And the IZZ. Okay. Last I checked. Right, the 4C, Group 3 and Group 4 are completely different cars. What gives? Well, it's an American car in a European track, right? And it's not just right. Wow. See, you know what happens? The track and the car like mismatched physically, like the rear edge of the car. And when you're in the car driving it, like the throttle and then like the braking point and it's all out of place. So it feels weird to drive when it leans left or right, like on the G-forces and stuff. Right. Well, I'm just not used to it. And then I don't think you can do both. Like even if the track and car were matched with like a European car and a European track. Right. I gotta know. Thought I would just said like the SLS, the 86 and the Mustang. And then the Viper, the Vantage. And I already forgot. Because then you can maybe keep those in rotation and then like, yeah, have enough practice for any kind of track or maybe any kind of driving. Because then the day of the race or the day of the driving, it's completely different. But the Mustang especially though, you need like a lot of practice, right? You can't just pick up and play it. I don't know. Because it's so much fun. It just kills you though. And it's not an easy drive, Right. Like, you know? Right. It's so bad. Okay. No, can't. Fuck. Right. With all of the group fours that I just mentioned, trying to look for like well-rounded driving, shall we say. Right. Like, isn't the horror like jack of all trades? No, without being master of none, but then just comfortable driving. That doesn't kill you as like the driver. Or, you know, hurts your chances or hurts the race and the car. Like you just did when you fucked up the steering wheel. So, I haven't played for like a long time. Cause you've been sick. Yeah, I haven't played for like a long time. And then the Mustang doesn't just pick up and play. Right. Neither is anything else for that matter. Right. When it's NERB. Right. They're just easier cars, maybe because they're older cars, depending on the brand or the manufacturer, and then the build and design, or maintenance even. Right. Because they're all front rear naturally aspirated. Right. But then the SLS is old, so is the Vantage. Right. And then I'm thinking what I said about matching the car and track. Because of the rear base. Because of the wheelbase. There's no weight to them. Right. Steering is whatever it is. So it would just be the throttle. And the G-forces, or the how it throws you off. Right. The day of the race. That's what I'm saying, the day of the race. So you would have to drive with the weather. Well, that's why it's front rear naturally aspirated. I thought it was. So this should be like a new thing that you should like. I think so. Cause the Mustang is fine. In right, the 2015, and then the road car, I think, or something. No. But when I started with the fucking Group 3, it was a nightmare. And so is this. So it's just learning it. Well, that's what I'm trying to get at. Even if I know it, I still have a good way to go in terms of like no surprises. So still just like, you know, keep up with them, like it's not pick up and play. Yeah. Or I don't think that's why it's like a young man's game where you have to keep, it needs more, like the skill needs more practice or maintenance. Right. You get what I'm saying? Like, I could drive this like old or sick and everything. But then you'd have to be like a bare minimum of like good at it. So that it doesn't crash, which I just did on purpose or accidentally. Because I went off the track, but I wasn't supposed to do that like the game. Right. Like it's funny that if you walk enough or if you drive enough, every now and again you see like a Mustang by the side of the road. Right. But it's because you're not actually driving the Mustang. It's not because the Mustang is like designed to be crashed or, a scam that way. We're trying to cheat the driver out of the freaking driving. Right. Like it's such a technical drive and it's so surgical. Not even like just, it's so precise. But no, not really though. Yeah, no, not really. Like you know how like in the dashboard, like it has like numbers, yeah, and like we fucked up the steering or whatever, right? So that's what I meant when we said we fucked up the setup, right? But then like the Mustang has a fucked up setup that way, right? Because it's so much car for the driver though, right? Everything else you can kind of keep up with, but then the Mustang has like maybe less or maybe more of like what the Mustang does, right? So it has so much room. You mean like overhead, like if you wore like different clothes, but then like it was smaller and like bigger clothes, like and you didn't even take them off. Right. And it's so uncomfortable. It is so uncomfortable. That's why it crashes. It just throws you off like nothing else. It is so experimental. Right. Like, look, Ferrari is. There goes that asshole. Fucking undrivable shit. Right, but it's a fun car. Right, and it is actually drivable. You just have to like underdrive it. Yeah, but it just has that about it that you just can't say anything else. Can I just give it that kind of respect? Right, like motherfucker, I just barely made it out of this thing. And this does it too. In the same way that it just gives you like a really fake chance. Right. Nobody drives a Ferrari, and everybody crashes a Mustang. But they are cars. They are cars that you can actually race and drive in. It's just a joke, though. I gotta take a picture of this. Oh, right, the 4C. I'm not counting the MRs and the FS. What gives? Viper Vantage Mustang 86 SLS. Viper Mustang Vantage 86 SLS. 4C. Because it's MR. No, that's all of them. Aussie Z and 4C. That's all the group force that I'm into. Two traction controls. And then the supercharge. That's all of them. But then those are the ones that I lean on. Because then there are others. And the RCF isn't a thing that's drivable to me yet. Like there's no Ferrari Mustang. I mean there's no Ferrari Group 4. You know what I'm saying? Like if you drive anything else, see like if you If you drive anything else, you're learning the game, or you don't know it yet. I don't think. See, the M4 just looks like a sore thumb. The TT is just like freaking. All of that shit is just like undrivable. Like you would have to be such an asshole to tell me that that's a real car. The Mazda 3 is a real car. Like they're all real cars in real life, but not in the game. You know what I'm saying? Right. You think maybe like in the future? I think maybe like in the future, like maybe like the data isn't like, you know, collected or something in the right spots for these cars yet. Because in the superchargers are like, fucking only so many of these cars at a given point in time, and then later on. The end of Gran Turismo. Well, Polyphony My Digital, no, right? Just like these ones. But this is more of a thing because of the World Series. Because of nothing. So much of this game is for real. Right. Like even the Suzuki VGT is like, if you think that's a joke, like the RSO1 or the RA LMS 2015. Uh, and the BRZ is so pretty in Group 3, but it's just turbocharger crap. So it doesn't drive. So it doesn't drive because it's just. I'm inclined to say how the game is, right? But no, because it's turbocharger. Between turbocharger, naturally aspirated, and superchargers, naturally aspirated just does not, about turbochargers. Because turbochargers can't naturally aspirate, but naturally aspirated can turbocharge and supercharge, right? But then you can supercharge and turbocharge. Oh, like that. That's why it's just like, what are you talking about? Because when you like drive turbocharger, you can like slow down for like the naturally aspirated. Right. And not that you have to drive slower, but then uh, it just ruins the race. In terms of like the push or whatever. In terms of nothing, remember? Or it is more car than driver. No matter what you do, so when you get out of that thing, it's like, ow, huge, 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 huge. And then you can't make them easy, and then you can't keep them easy either. And it destroys the track. Like the atmosphere, like whatever the weather is. Ah, for fucking crying out loud. I fucking should have known. And I don't have the steering angle for this. But I could get a transmission for this. In fucking goddamn incredible. I could get a transmission for this. Wow. Can I do this for the Group 3 forcing? I don't even want to find out because I don't even want to know because then I'll fuck up this list. I don't think it is. Okay. Not that I can afford it at this point. Oh my god. Can I fuck up the differential on the 4-seat group 4? Power restricted balance transmission, steering angle adapter, transmission, fully customizable. Racing hards. Okay. 4-seat group 4. And then the ballast. Okay. Initial torque. 15. Okay. Okay. Braking sensitivity. Okay. Acceleration sensitivity. So max. And initial torque. That's fine. Okay. It's gonna be undrivable, I bet. Okay. So sorry, BMW. I have to fix up these cars. So then, because then you weren't really driving them. No. I think something went wrong over here. With the game? On my end, maybe. Like, I think. You mean from learning it then? Right, because I wasn't reading it correctly. Like, I was doing, like, at first with the differential, like, all maxed out. But that was a while ago, before even Group 3s and Group 4s were in my diet of driving. Or gaming. Right. So, I have the sensitivities all wrong. Funnily enough. Right. Because then it should be all maxed out, because you want to be right then and there with whatever the race or the track or the car is. What else have I got? The 86. Because then they reset. Right. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Because of the updates. Yeah. Because then it would work maybe for some cars more than others, and then I was a moron about how it worked. Probably. Engineering nightmare. So then we go to the Mustang again. Okay. This should work. Now we're talking. See? Oh yeah. See how it's more car now for driver? Now you're not gonna fuck up the steering. Right. What's the torque though? Well, when I press the accelerator, right? And I go forward, it's however far it is from the front of me pressing the accelerator and getting to it, and then being at the front right then and there with it. Oh, so if the torque is less than the acceleration, it would take you more acceleration, right, to get to the torque, right, which is kind of maybe, not like pulling or pushing the car, shall we say. Because it happens at like a turn. Right. Does that make sense? Like, because the wheels are turning, and then like the engine is turning. So it's all those parts, like the drivetrain and the engine, like just rotating or like turning. Like, you could really mess it up if you don't have the right torque with the acceleration. Right. So you could fuck up the car and like not like drive it like the car. Right. Which is why it's such a nightmare. Or it takes so long to freaking learn. Or it's a joke. Because then this is like the history of engineering or something. And like, car parts or mechanics. Because it's not that easy to do. Yeah, it's not that easy to do. Look how much nicer it is of a drive. How much recording time have I got? We should be done like enough. Wait though, when you read about torque, right, it says the rotational energy of the compression of the fuel mixture of the combustion, and you're going off the engine, of the pistons, so it goes on and on like that. Because it has to. You have to be thinking about all that when you press the accelerator and you call on the fucking torque to freaking push you forward. So when you read that the torque is however many feet per pound, the calories per breath, like calories per breath, it gets complicated. You're 125 pounds at 175th Street, right, and then you're running, or walking however far for however long, and you've been, right, so your body temperature is such, and then the temperature that day, and then there's none there if you don't take a cold breath or a hot breath, or, hydrated or not, or you're wearing like, clothes, but then it's like not that cold, or it is too cold. That's why you can't turbocharge. It so fucks the atmosphere. You know what's funny though? Watch. There's like, Americans versus British versus English versus Australians versus Scottish versus Irish. Right. So I'm in an American car, in a European, right. Like even German, right? And I know I just like, it's fine, internationality, right. But I can feel it just fucking, this is gonna take a second. You get me? Right. Like even the car is just like, don't drive me here. Like naturalization or something. Right. Like the trees are just like, stiff upper lip, and then nose is turned up at me, being like, someday you'll be good enough, Right. plus the sauce, right? But if it's once a month and you turn it off, you know, right? Golden boy, right? And a bicycle down the street, but with headphones on. And then hot girl, I mean girl, you know what I mean? So much trouble, like you wouldn't believe. Now it'll be fine though. It's kind of talk. Well, you would think so, or you would say so, but then come to find out, you don't want to leave the car or the track, and then, you know, at the racetrack. Right. So this is like an actual drive. This is like an actual drive. And I've been dying for it, by the way. Like, oh my god, I am so sorry, Mustang. I am so sorry, Mustang. I am so sorry, Mustang. You know? From here on in, I take full responsibility of just gun them out of strings, you know? The Mustang for eternity. In UP, you know? Throttle eyes and verbal combat, and then US Unbounded Solutions. Just like the Mustang will live on as just like, it's just an engineering lesson. Why do you have to be such a dick and crash this thing? Like, just take your time with it. What is wrong with you? And then endlessly just one huge fuck you to just turbochargers and supercharger bullshit. Some sidebar, derailing the conversation, distracted, just cliffhanging, just interrupted crap, you know? Just that being like, I haven't taken a shit in you know, one straight sitting like 50 years. I'm a ghost and shit, you know. Fuck them kids.